Hello everyone. It's about time I started making these videos again after a week. I've been really busy. I have been doing a new job, and so far it's been a good job so far. I mean, it's great. It pays the bills. I should be expecting my first paycheck probably tomorrow or something. But yeah, that's probably why I've been gone for a little over a week, maybe by now, when I upload this video. So today I have a new review. Been finally trying to get to this locomotive as the final Pennsylvania locomotive and final steam locomotive too, as of right now, and probably maybe for this year. Uh, Still not going to review anything new for a while. Except maybe this some of the passenger cars I have. So we'll see what happens on that. Anyways, right here I have a Proto 2000 Heritage Series 2882 USRA locomotive, and as anybody knows where the USRAs were used, this is technically a Y3 Norfolk and Western locomotive prototype right here, except it has a Pennsylvania paint scheme on it with the DGLE and red roof, the oxide brown roof or red roof, and it doesn't really have a red deck on the back, but there you go, and it says Pennsylvania on the side in Roman format or lettering format. So yeah, it's a 2882. The tenders, it's not super huge. It's actually smaller than a lot of the coast-to-coast tenders, rightfully so. It's not that much longer than the K4 tenders, the short tenders that my decapods used and my Bachmann K4. It's probably around the same length as the streamlined K4 that I have behind my Baldwin centipedes. But yeah, this is an interesting locomotive, and I feel like not a lot of people knew that the Pennsylvania Railroad had these locomotives on their railroad. They had very minimal. There was probably around like 6, I believe is the number, 6 of these on their roster, and they were technically leased locomotives, if I can recall, looking at the information or the wiki on these. They were used for slow coal drag freight somewhere in the Appalachia. I don't know exactly where. I could probably have a photo or a link in the description for the wiki on these HH-1s, which is the designation or the Penske designation for these locomotives, which is basically 2 H's. Or if anybody knows my H10s, they're basically a 280, and this engine would be a 280082 or 2882, basically 2 H10 locomotives or 2 H series locomotives put together, or 2 consolidations put together. It's interesting that they actually put Pennsylvania lettering and paint on these locomotives. Even in the pictures and whatnot, they were given for Pennsylvania for lease, but then I think they scrapped them not too long later. I don't know. I'm not sure how long these guys were, but again, I'll probably put a post of like a wiki or not really a wiki. Yeah, I'll put like a wiki somewhere in between the video or somewhere. So yeah, in the next segment, we're going to look at the details up close. Okay, now that I have the locomotive uncoupled and right in front of me, we'll go to the tender, and then after we check this thing out, I want to iterate, that this is a pretty fragile locomotive. There is a bell wire that's so thin you can't even see it almost, that goes all the way back to the cab, which is really, really cool. You don't really see this on many like locomotives, especially obviously Bachman and all that stuff, and probably even Broadway Limited. You don't even see like a bell wire that goes all the way to the bell and to the cab. But usually the modern locomotives had like a some sort of system instead. I don't know if they really had like a wire that went all the way, or that would be visible. But the bell doesn't swing. Well, actually no, it does swing. Look at that. It doesn't like swing, but it's there. So you can probably change the position if you want, if it's in a swinging pose. It'd be cool if it could actually swing, although I think that would be a little bit hard. If they had some mini magnet sliding thing in there, that would probably make it like swing a bit, that would be pretty unnecessary, but pretty cool. That was something that probably MTH would have done if they were still around, or who knows. I don't think some scale trades would do it. I don't think anybody will do it, but I thought that'd be cool. Got some sand domes over here with looks like 3 feeders going down to the wheels, and it's on both sides as well. Focuses. Let's go. Focus. Focus. I guess not. There we go. And there. And right there too. If it decides to focus, this thing's funny. So there's just looking at all this detail is amazing. I don't know what the heck that is. It looks like a bunch of air pumps cobbled together. And this articulates. They both articulate, I believe. Yeah, it's a dual articulation, even though the real thing would just only have the front articulate. This is a really fragile locomotive. As you can see, there's so much detail in here. It's ridiculous. And it's all, I think, yeah, this is all plastic. This is all pretty much plastic. And the amount of detail in here is ridiculous. Here's a front pilot wheel, front pilot, coupler, cup bar, and all that stuff. This is a dummy HO scale coupler. I like how the O scale ones, if you decide to double head it, would make it look like it's got the coupler out. There's pivots down here. Not really much below it. There's some cat here, I'll get rid of that. And this locomotive definitely needs some cleaning with the wheels, especially on the third set of drivers. And there's a tether at the back. The third set of drivers right here, kind of dirty. And we'll look at the other side. These hatches do not slide, they're molded, which is okay. This engine's fairly old. I don't know exactly how old this is. All I know is that the previous owner, what they did, and there's a crew figure in there. I know there's a lot of snapping sounds you might hear. Nothing's breaking. It's just some stuff is clicking. Oh yeah, and these are not connected, which is interesting. But they're connected by like some sort of bogey and whatnot. I'm not sure if I think there's one motor in here, and probably in the middle. I probably will not open this thing up because it looks really complicated. I mean, just the amount of detail on this is pretty crazy. Makes you wonder how they had the money to do all this detail. It's a very beautiful locomotive. Here's the dual air pumps. Some other, it has a seam on it, on that plastic piping right there, which kind of is a bummer, really. I mean, there's no seam really on top as far as I could tell. No. Sorry. Not really. No seam on the top. Probably on the bottom, maybe, or really right here where the footboard is, but that's okay. Not gonna really see it that much. There's maybe a hole right there. And there are the drums. But yeah, previous owner, he upgraded the locomotive to have DCC and sound, which is Tsunami 2. And there's a headlight down in front, right in there. It's amazing how much detail this plastic engine has, and there's not a lot of engines that have this level of detail. I'm not even sure if the Y6s that Broadway Limited make have this amount of detail. I could be wrong. I don't have one, and I don't really want one, but it's not really Pennsylvania. But it's a lesser-known Pennsylvania locomotive. It's not Pennsylvania made. It's not a Altoona Works kind of locomotive. But yeah, I like how it has like those that mold design that the real wheels on trains have right there. That swirl kind of look. That's pretty cool. And the trucks are pretty cool. There's no water scoop or anything. I think it says Proto. I think it says Heritage. Let's see what that says. Try and bring that in. Proto 2000 Heritage. Heritage Steam Collection. So they had a couple of these. They had like I think 4 USRA locomotives. They had the 060, 080. I think they had more than 4. I think they had like 5 or 6 USRA types. They had 04, 060, 080, I believe a 282. Correct me if I'm wrong. A 210-2, and this locomotive, the 2882. There probably is more, but I only seen what I have seen. And yeah, I mean, this tender has great detail. There's even some coal pile up at the bottom. I mean, there's not really a lot of backhead detail. I mean, there is rivets on there, which is pretty nice. The amount of grab irons is nice. This rear operating tail light is pretty nice if it focuses. It's probably not going to focus. There you go. But yeah, I mean, this is a really nice model. The only downside is you got to be really careful with this model. I know it'll make it seem like it's easy to handle it and whatnot, but it'll kind of make your nerves rack a little bit when you're handling it. So, yeah, just keep in mind that, this is a fragile model and whatnot in terms of its details. Other than that, its drive system is pretty solid. I don't really run this train really fast. Usually, it's meant to be a coal train hauler. It's not really fast. It's probably going around usually the usual speed of an I1SA or something like that. They probably do around that speed. So yeah, we'll get into the sound stuff and we'll do some operation in the next segment. Okay, now we got the locomotive back together and on the track. You can see that the gap is really nice and close together with that tender and cab right there. Is it perfect? No, but it looks pretty good. So we'll turn the power on. Already the sounds play. Just kind of typical with Tsunami 2. Gonna turn on the headlight and tail light. As you can see, the number boards you have seen lit or laying up in the front. Can't really see the tail light because it's not on, so we'll go forward and see the tail light first. The chuffing is really nice on this model. It's not exactly on the track, but there you go. And this does have a keep alive too, this locomotive. Got the bell. Alright, we'll stop right here. There you go, here's the tail light on the side. Nice golden yellow, not too bright, but like kind of like what you would see during the day, kind of brightness. And it'll go in reverse. We'll try to whistle out. It's got that almost like Norfolk and Western kind of hooter. I like that whistle. It was a standard whistle that was in it when I started running this locomotive, and I believe that fits it perfectly. I'm not sure if the real HH-1s kept the hooter or not, but on my railroad, they kept them. We got F3, just coupler slack. F4 is the steam being released out of the steam chests of each cylinder. Those two drivers that are just rolling are amazing. Headlights on. Give them probably back up a little bit. Well, not wrong way. There you go. Yeah, some of the grab irons are in the way, but when we'll do some running sessions, I'll show you some of that. So we're going to bring it back into main view, and we'll play some other sounds. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. F3 is like the alternative whistle, which I don't really like. It's not causing too much vibrance. Not causing resonance. Natural frequency with the plastic body of the tender. So we did F5. Not sure really what that does. F6, nothing. F7, I think dims the lights a bit. Yeah, it dims the lights. F8 mutes it. F9. This is a great crossing whistle. And let's see, we got F10. I think that's probably the blowdown. F11. Did something. F12. Nothing. Oh, there's your coupler. F13, it was a coupler. F14, nothing. F16, 15. Doing something. F16 is the fuel with the water being filled into the tank. F17. F17 was the, I guess, the coal being loaded. F19, nothing. F20, nothing. F21, nothing. F22. Oh, radio chatter. Okay, F23's got some more stuff. And everything after F23 is pretty much blah, nothing. Okay, so there's some interesting sounds I didn't even know, because usually I use the main whistle and bell and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll do like a couple of shorts of the locomotive running around the layout. I could really have it pull any trains since I already did a video with them. I'm probably saving the freight cars for a later vid, or really the passenger cars are going to come next. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing next. But yeah, we'll cut into the next segment with the train running by, or the locomotive in this case. and that's how she works. This is, in my opinion, a really great locomotive. As my final verdict for this engine, now reviewing it and all that, and having this locomotive for a pretty long time actually. I've had this locomotive getting close to a year now. I really got this engine for last Christmas, and I got it from an eBay user who lives around in Florida and whatnot. And he was pretty much selling his Pennsylvania collection, and I think this locomotive and one of my H10s I got from him actually. I got 2 locomotives from him, and the H10 was in really great condition. None of them were weathered, which I really liked. I'm glad that he put the Tsunami 2 in it. Tsunami 2 seems pretty nice with the steam engine like this. Although I'm pretty sure it does sound generic to maybe some locomotives. I'm not sure if this is just the basics of what you get and you can't get different sounds. But he has sent me like a card where you can like change the sounds and whatnot, like a written format of like you can change the sounds for certain things and chuff rate and all that stuff for different types of locomotives and whatnot. But it's a pretty solid model. However, if you're gonna buy one used on eBay, I strongly recommend you ask the seller if it has cracked gears. And yeah, I would just make sure that there's no cracked gears. I'm not sure if these were really notorious for these problems. I haven't heard really any bad things about these 2 A82s. Unless somebody was just screwing around with this thing. Make sure that the details are in great condition too and not broken off. As far as I understand, this locomotive does not have anything broken off that I have seen personally myself. Let me see if it's just shit on it. But just make sure that the one you're getting for the price you're getting for. I mean, I got this for just about $400. I'm like, well, that's kind of ridiculous. But I'd have to disagree. The amount of details you're getting for this age of a locomotive. This locomotive is fairly old. It's definitely an early 2000s model. It runs really well. It is a great runner. I do hear some motor noise from time to time, and she probably needs lubricant, which I'll have to do at some point. The keep alive that I got with this was amazing with the Tsunami 2. I'm glad this locomotive can go over a dirty track, probably at my club, although my club president usually doesn't really want big articulated steam engines on there because he doesn't think they will handle it. Although this will probably not cause any issues in my opinion, although I don't know if it will derail on such an old layout that it is. So I can understand his concern. It depends. If you want to run this at a club layout, I would try it, see if your club does run locomotives like these. Spare parts is going to be interesting. It might cost money. I don't know how many spare parts you can get from these. I don't know if Walthers still makes even a spare parts for these, which would be nice if they did. I haven't seen Walthers make a steam engine in a long time. Especially recently now. It kind of sucks because these are pretty solid engines. Not talking about this locomotive for a few seconds. I do hear you should watch out for the 080s. I heard those had some gear problems and whatnot, so I would watch out for those. I'm not sure about the 210-2s and the 282s. The 060s are pretty good, but I heard and I've known some people, especially Trainman 440 will probably show you in some of his videos that some of the 060s have some binding in their linkage, and he says it's an easy fix. You don't have to throw it away or anything like that. So I would recommend this locomotive for any Pensy fan that's really trying to get something, and anybody who's getting the other road names of this locomotive that are out there. Get one. It's a nice locomotive. I believe it already comes with the tether, so you could probably get DCC installed into it. I think it's DCC ready. I'm not sure if they're all like that, but this one I got was pretty nice. If you can get one with DCC and sound, that would be amazing. And if you can get it for like $400 or less, I think it's a good deal. You're getting a pretty solid locomotive. These are not super common. You get this for less? You probably can, although it would be a bit hard. Just be careful, as always with any buy. It's just how it is, you know. Be careful what you buy, especially if it's used and whatnot. So far, I haven't really had major stinkers except maybe my FM Erie builds, which are Proto 1000 and were one of the first Proto 1000 models made. I'll probably do a review on those at some point if I feel like they're worth doing. They're okay. They just need to be redone and cleaned, and I got to get new shells for them or something like that, because and the coupler boxes are just, oh my gosh, that was probably the, although I only spent like $150 on them, it was not that bad. But yeah, just be careful with Lifelike Proto stuff. Just do your research. There's a guy out there who does a video on pretty much the history of Lifelike, especially through their like Proto 1000 and Proto 2000 stuff. Lifelike was really in like a lot of competition with Bachmann at the time, mainly with starter sets, and then they wanted to do more accurate design locomotives and to compete with Athearn and all that stuff. So it's an interesting story, and then it became Walthers at some point. So yeah, that's it. This is the end of this review for the HH-1. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.